What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning to subscribe, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. As always, I want to wish you guys a happy Friday, and you know what that means. The Storytime live stream with Stock Market Steve starts tonight at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. And tonight, I think I'm going to do a Q&A. So we got a lot of new members, a lot of new people to the live stream, and I'll just be answering questions from you guys, the viewers, subscribers, so on and so forth. So if you got questions tonight, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, I'll be on here answering anything you want to know. But let's get into this news. And I saw this story yesterday and I wanted to do it, but it was late and I was tired. So I figured I'd make this my first video of the day. And this is sad, man. It's sad. There are a lot of bum people out there, and a lot of times it could be your own family. There are a lot of people out here that are so greedy, they will use somebody till they use them up. And this story right here is no different. This story right here is crazy, though, because it involves this lady right here. God rest her soul. She's still alive. This is 81-year-old Margie Allen of Harlem, New York. Shout out Harlem. This woman right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a domestic violence survivor at 81 years old. It wasn't her husband. It wasn't her boyfriend. It was her nephew and his girlfriend. The story this lady has is a hell of a one to tell. But it's one that a lot of senior citizens out here that are thinking about letting bum-ass family members live with them need to take heed to. It's a damn shame how they did this woman. And what's even worse is what she had to do to get herself out of the situation. Take a look at this, y'all.
It was so frightening what I went through. And
locked up like a prisoner in her own home. Her jailer, she says, her own nephew and his girlfriend. It all started after she allowed them to move into her Harlem apartment a few years ago. At first, things seemed okay. The plan was to have the couple help out with paying bills.
I thought she was a nice person, and we accepted her. But later, after about a year or so, she was still there. She started getting really ugly, and they stopped paying rent.
81-year-old Margie Allen is describing how things quickly changed. The conditions she endured, allegedly at the hands of her own family. For months, she says the couple made it difficult for her to move freely around in her apartment. She says this gate was used to keep her confined.
She put the gate there so that I couldn't go to the bathroom.
And apparently the gate blocked Allen from the kitchen as well. And that's not all.
I couldn't even take a shower.
Allen shows us pictures of what it was like inside her apartment. She says the couple used clutter to block the hallway. That made it hard to leave her apartment on a daily basis. And to top it off, she says there was also verbal abuse.
She was always cursing at me.
Allen remembers one day things got physical.
I was trying to get out of the apartment. He was pushing me back and all. And then by then, that really got upset, you know, that really started scaring me.
At some point, police got involved.
Eventually, the police came from the precinct, 28th precinct. And then they also came, and he finally opened the door. And then they asked him what was the problem. In the process, they took him to jail. And they explained to me, this man is attempting to have you committed.
Committed to a mental institution. With tearful eyes, she tells us the couple had plans to take over her finances and her apartment, and they allegedly went to the extreme. Feeling lost and confused, Allen said she was treated worse than an animal and had no idea what to do.
I was just so fearful, and then it was just so hard. It was just so much. I just hate them. It's just, I was able to reach out to Stephanie.
She turned to Stephanie McGraw, founder of We All Really Matter, or W.A.R.M, a community organization that helps domestic violence victims.
At her critical point, this family member wanted the apartment. And so what they did was went to the court and told the court that she was mentally incapable of taking care of herself. They said, oh, we think she's crazy because she is using the bathroom in a bucket. They had her locked in the back. She couldn't get to the bathroom.
McGraw and her team quickly moved in, helped Allen navigate the court system.
We went to family court. We got all protection for Miss Allen, got the nephew and his girlfriend out the house. We also, from that, got Margie grief counseling.
Now Allen says she's free, doing better, and offers this advice to any senior who may fall victim.
You think you can handle it by yourself, but you can't. You have to find people that would help you, as I did.
Allen spends time at W.A.R.M, a place she says lives up to its name. In Harlem, Nicole Johnson, Pix 11 News.
All right, guys, you've seen that story, man. I'm so glad Miss Margie Allen, at age 81, didn't give up. A lot of times when people do crazy stuff like this, it could throw an older person into despair. Here you got an older woman, and she looks good for her age, we gotta admit, having to fight for her life in her own damn house. Said these people lived with her for a few years. Said I want you to pay attention to what she said. I let her move in, I let them move in because I thought she was a nice person. Maybe she knew that nephew was already a fuck up. Either way, this is bullshit. And I told you, it seems like nowadays, family ain't family no more. A lot of greed, a lot of deception. They blocked this woman's house and made her a prisoner in it, blocked her way out of her bedroom, gave her a bucket to use the bathroom. She had to walk with a walker. Could you see her squatting over a bucket to use the facilities? What type of mental psyche that played on her? She was a prisoner in her own mind. I was locked up. That right there plays a role on your psyche. You know what I'm saying? Just being locked up. Imagine being in a house where you're forced to pay the rent and be confined to one room, smelling your own excrement. These people like this, bum-ass type people, get them out of here. For real. He's locked up. The girl's not. She had to go through an organization called W.A.R.M. And shout out to W.A.R.M. And that shout out to that lady for helping her and spending the time making sure, you know, this injustice was fixed. Because that's all it is an injustice. Here you are, one of her siblings' kids, you in her house as a grown-ass man with a girl, the girl talking to this woman crazy as hell, and you getting physical with her to make her stay in the house. Luckily, she got around to getting the cops over there. This is crazy. She gave advice. Hey, you old, you think you can handle it? You can't. You can't. This is one thing about age, man. Your mind still goes. Those of us that still have our minds, with the knowledge and wisdom you accrue, you still have an advantage over a lot of younger people that still, you know, deal with brawn and physicality, something that you don't have no more in your older years. You still have your mind. And luckily for hers works, and she did the right thing in getting out of there with the help of that organization. This is sad. It is, and it's disgraceful. This is why I don't let grown-ups, especially men, move in with me if I'm doing all right. And if they do move in, they got a time frame. And a lot of times it ain't past 30 days. And a lot of times nowadays, from lessons I learned from having people in my house where we had to fight it out to get them out of there, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I had struggles just like everybody else before I started my business 20 years ago. Ain't nothing new with trying to get yours out here in the world, getting yourself situated. I never asked nobody for any type of help like that because I understood that I'm the reason why I'm in this position. This guy did not just come to her house by himself. He came with a woman. What kind of woman goes behind a man and ain't got a pot to piss in a window to throw it out and then go take advantage of some old person that she don't know and then get in the house and act like it's her shit and talk crazy to this woman? It's messed up. It's like you get people in your house nowadays, it's hard to get them out. This story, even though it had a good ending, it was still bad all the way through because it was family that did that. I don't understand this, man. Certain type of crimes of greed and stuff like that, I'd lift that whole apartment up and squash them under it. kind of person does that? That woman is old and you did her like that? Knew her your whole life. She shot you bail so that you wouldn't live in the street, and this is how you do her? Come on, man. Come on. I'm glad everything worked out. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Learn from the lessons of this lady, Miss Allen, man. Yeah, and one more thing before I get out of here. Did you see how everything they did was planned almost to perfection? They put her in a room and made her a prisoner, right? And people say, why would they do something like that? They were setting it up to make it look like she was out of her mind so they could take her place from her. Think about that. So they could take control of her finances and take everything from her as if she was a picture on the wall and didn't exist. And they would just live off of her like the leeches that they fucking was while she withered away into nothing. Could you imagine the defeat you would feel inside, being barricaded in your own shit, that they up there messing up and making a pigsty, and then they go and come back and sink their teeth into you one more time to take the last drop of financial blood you have till there's nothing left. People will use you till they use you up. Remember that.